Sharanam Guruve Sharanam.
Those who are aware, they have come to satsang, they have heard lectures, they have read the scriptures, they have read verses like the previous one, and even though knowing, they don't surrender. Out of laziness. It's too difficult, we'll do it after 10 years, after retirement, and next life. So which category do we fall in? So only one category remains, and this is the second category. And that is truly the pity. Namam dushkritino mudha prapadyante naradhama mayaya paritaggyana asuram bhavamashrita. 4 kinds of people do not surrender unto me: those ignorant of knowledge, those who lazily follow their lower nature, though capable of knowing me, those with deluded intellect, and those with a demoniac nature. So, very interesting. Shree Krishna, after having brought us to the point of surrender, now he twists the topic and says those who don't surrender. There's 4 kinds of people. First are those who are ignorant. They don't know that they are supposed to surrender. They don't even know there's a God. All they know is that in life you're supposed to eat, drink and be merry. It's like the goats are taken to the slaughterhouse. So the goat ahead is having its neck cut, and the goat behind is eating grass. Without realizing, in 5 minutes its number is going to come. Likewise, people in the world who are ignorant, okay, just earn money, have children, have a family, have a house, and one day leave it all and go away. So who don't know the purpose of life, then naturally they don't surrender. So Shree Krishna says this is the first category. Second category, those who are aware. They have come to satsang, they have heard lectures, they have read the scriptures, they have read verses like the previous one, and even though knowing, they don't surrender. Out of laziness. It's too difficult, we'll do it after 10 years, after retirement, and next life. So those who don't put in the effort because of laziness, Sri Krishna puts them in the second category. And the third category of people, he says, Maya pahrita jnana, those whose intellect is deluded. For some people, they do have the intellect and they have heard this knowledge also, but their goal is only of entertainment of the intellect. They're called like the armchair Vedantis. The armchair Vedantis will sit on a sofa, smoke a pipe and discuss Aham Brahmasmi. So these people don't surrender. We need to be wary not to fall into this category. There's always a material tendency of the material intellect. Like one person came to me and said, Swamiji, I have understood everything, but I have this one question nobody could answer till today. So what kind of pride is this? That I have one question that nobody could answer? I think it was Bertrand Russell who said that even a fool can ask a question that a wise man cannot answer. So you will only hope that Swamiji also doesn't provide the answer. Otherwise your pride will get shattered. Tell me what is the question so important. He said, that Shravan Kumar, what was the name of his parents? Because in the scriptures, the tale of Shravan Kumar is related, but for some reason, the author has not mentioned the parents' name. So he said, what was the name of his parents? I said, Arey Baba, do you have a share in the parents' property? You want to file a case or something? What self-interest is going to be served by this? And supposing I tell the parents' name, then you say, what was the grandparents' name? You ask a question that will benefit you. This is like, when the Ramayana was coming on TV, the first time Ramanand Sagar's Ramayana in 1984 or whenever it was, no, even before that, 82 maybe. So, all of India used to be glued to the TV set. Now, Ramanand Sagar did the best that he could based on his advisors, but there were always some shortcomings. So people would keep coming with a stream of questions. Swamiji, why did Ram do this? And then one man came up, Swamiji, why is it that Sugriv had a tail and Angad had a tail and Bali had a tail and their wives Tara and all did not have tails? I said, look, this question you have to ask the director Ramanand Sagar. It is possible he ran short of tails, so he said, gents only, no ladies. But supposing I answer it, will your self-interest be fulfilled? I am reminded of the time when somebody, he went to the New Delhi railway station to the railway clerk's counter. Now the railway clerk, that inquiry clerk, is the most irritated person in the world. Because all the time people are asking questions. And one person managed to grab his attention and come right in front of that little window. And he said, what time is the Bombay mail going? And he answered, at 7 o'clock in the morning. What time is the Howrah mail going? At 6 in the evening. What time is the Unchar Express going? He said, at 3 in the afternoon. So he asked the times of 7 trains, and the inquiry clerk was about to boil over. So he said, sir, which train do you wish to go by? You ask me that. So he said, I only need to cross the railway line, that's why I'm asking you. So likewise, you can always create a question in your mind. Now you have heard 5 lectures of Swamiji through this. Now the intellect is not trained, it will create a question. Swamiji, until I get the answer to this question, I cannot do sadhana. And when you get the answer to that question, you'll create another question. Instead of moving from ignorance to ignorance, what I don't know, a better policy is to move from knowledge to knowledge. What do I know? If I have understood something, let me use it. Tomorrow I'll understand more, day after tomorrow more. But the way to move ahead is that if I have understood a little bit, let me put it into practice. Until we become God-realized, there will always be questions remaining. Why give them so much of importance? Just put them aside, and if you realize that you are the soul and you are a part of God and you need to surrender, why not start doing the surrender? So Maya Pahrata Jnana, 3rd category of people who don't surrender. And the 4th category of people are Asuram Bhavam Ashrit. Asuram Bhavam Ashrit are, Shree Krishna says, those who are anti-God, means they don't like. They know there's a God, but they hate God. So they are grossly anti-God or atheistic or whatever category you put them in. So these 4 categories of people don't surrender to God. Now, we are also not surrendered. Because if we were surrendered, we would have received the grace. And we would have crossed over Maya. We would have been God-realized. The fact that we are still under Maya means that yet there's a deficiency in our surrender. Which means that we fall in one of these 4 categories. So which category do we fall in? Now, the first category, just remember, those who don't know. We cannot take the alibi of this because we do know. The third category, argumentation. These kind of people are 1 in 100. The fourth category, those who hate God. Now, if you hated God, you would not come and have spent a weekend in a retreat where you're trying to love God. So only one category remains. And this is the second category. Shree Krishna has used a very strong word, naradham, for those who are lazy, who are careless, who are knowing that they are supposed to surrender and yet not doing it. But think deeply. We are all in this category. We know what is to be done. When you sit in kirtan, you should do Roop Dhyan, and yet we lazily let the mind wander. We know we should practice humbleness, and yet we don't. We know we should be more tolerant than a tree, than a blade of grass, and yet we don't practice it. So, Maharaj Ji used to say that, look, I don't have such high expectations from you. I don't think that in one day you will become a saint. But what you can do, you are not doing. That is the pity. How much you can do based on your today's level of purity, you are not doing. That is the pity. That is truly the pity. Alasyam hi manushyanam sharirastho mahan riphu. The biggest disease in the human body is alasya, or laziness. So that laziness has to be countered. How will you counter laziness? Replacing it with inspiration. When you become inspired, you put all laziness aside. So one girl was asking me yesterday in the youth class that how do we develop focus? I said, when you realize the value of something, you will develop focus. All the year long you feel my mind is not focused, and 2 hours in the exam you develop focus. Why? The intellect decided these 2 hours are important. So whatever activity, wherever we are in life, if we realize the value, human life is so precious that even the celestial devatas, they hanker for it. Bhagavan Ram had told the Ayodhyavasis, Bade bhag manush tanu pava, sur durlabh sad granthan hi gava. O Ayodhyavasis, the human form you received was by bade bhag, by lot of grace. Sur durlabh, even the devatas don't get it. So this human form that we are in is providing us such opportunity. We will realize later on in the journey that this was our golden chance. When we understand the value of the human form, plus the fact that it is temporary. Yesterday there was a kirtan being sung. Avasara bityo jatare mana. Oh my mind, the golden chance is passing away. So when you keep this knowledge active in your intellect, you will automatically be inspired. The intellect is like a vessel. It has got hundreds of knowledge in it. The one that you activate, that is how the sentiments will be created. If you lose this knowledge, all the inspiration will die out. And if you want to keep nurturing that sentiment of devotion, then keep the knowledge active in your head. revise it every day. That revision of knowledge is so important. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Siddhant baliya chitte na karo alos. Don't be lazy in revising the knowledge. Nowadays, the technology has made it so easy. You can just put on Radio JK Yoga in your house 24 hours a day. Are you all aware of Radio JK Yoga? Right? You can access it through the website, or you can access it through the JK Yoga website or through the JK Yoga app. It's got lectures of Kripaluji Maharaj, Swamiji, people. I know so many people. Some people, while going to office, they keep listening to the lecture. They say, Swamiji, while going to office, it's time for Maharajji's lecture. While coming back, it's time for your lecture. So, in the car, you have no other distraction. You can not only hear, you can also contemplate and keep deciding. So, the Shravan Manan Nididhyasan can go along. So, this way, keep on revising the knowledge, and based on that knowledge, keep on practicing. So for the practice also, now imagine in the earlier days when Madhvacharya, he was the fourth original Jagat Guru. So the first Jagat Guru was Shankaracharya, the second was Nimbarkacharya, the third was Ramanujacharya, the fourth was Madhvacharya, and the fifth original Jagat Guru was Jagat Guru Shree Kripaluji Maharaj. So the fourth Jagat Guru, about 750 years from now, Madhvacharya, when he wanted to meet his Guru, Vedavyas, he went all the way to the Himalayas, met him and came back. Now he says, Guruji, what did you say? I need to hear again. Then, okay, then come climb up again. And he was living in Udupi in South India. But nowadays, technology has made it available. You can revise and you can repeat and you can keep on. While sleeping, you put it on, etc. So the knowledge is all there. It is now for us to put it in practice.